Hello, hello. Okay, let's talk about how happy I am that we actually have two mats that match the color of the thumbnails. So random. Talk about setup today. How you guys doing? Yes. I'm on the celly with my friend Baby Legs. They go by the name Baby Legs because that is the name that has been gifted to them. So they're always trying to get out of these baby legs. So I texted Baby Legs this morning and I'm like, Baby Legs, if you're going to throw a program in today, or at some point, you have to do today's program. It is a sneaky core, because remember when we talk about core, we talk about the front, the sides, and the lower back. So we can't forget that the low back is part of the core. In setup, again, using a bench just because we have it, using a chair works just as fine. But on this one, I'm going to recommend maybe no dumbbells, maybe no resistance bands. Okay? Even Trish is not there today. I'm not sure what's going on. Where is everybody? Oh, well, you guys got me thinking. I better hop on my own phone just to make sure that we are actually live. Because Cheryl's not here. I know. She's not here right now. 10 out of 10. Popular. Here. Oh, I can't even see. I'm going to text Trish. Trish Gibson. Are we okay on YouTube? I see no comments today. I don't see any people. I see the time is running, so I think we're fine. And I just can't log on with mine, but let me try. Sometimes I find it weird. There's the other one. Flick it back here. That was yesterday. Oh, I'm glad that I came on early today. I just want to make sure, Flicky, that everything is working. Oh, I see a comment. Hey, Val. I see and hear you. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Val. You know how leery I get on technology. Like, I trust it, but I don't really trust it. And Val, thanks for propping up the platform. I am really enjoying how this platform is growing. Cheryl is so creative. I love the thumbnails. Big shout out to Julie. She's keeping an eye on our channel too, keeping it everything friendly and happy and monitoring stuff for us. So we really appreciate that, because that's the vibe we want to get here, right? Is a supportive and positive environment. And you guys, again, I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't know what you're up to, but we are up to. That was so cheesy, Valerie. I'm so sorry. We are up to, I think it's 220 subscribers now. So thank you so much. Thanks for jumping on our platform. There's so many other exercise platforms out there. We hope you're enjoying the 5 days a week, 30 minutes in total. Val, I was just telling everybody, we do have a few minutes left on the setup. So we've moved on to a bench just because I think it looks clean, and we do have a bench, and our chairs were getting a little bit rickety, honestly. But it's not a big deal. So like what you guys would do is pretend this is a chair here and this is a back. Okay. You're just going to go this way on your chair, so your foot can dangle off a little bit. Now, I'm going to go through this before because I want to give you options. These ones are super tough. I don't think I'm going to get to dumbbells, but we'll see. So you're going to have one foot here, and you're going to hop out the other foot, okay? And then what I want you to do is just bring the leg enough where that knee can still hinge a little. So your knee's not right on here. I want it off a little so it can hinge. And then we're just going to come on down to the ground and then push up and through. So you need to kind of find that sweet spot where you feel comfortable. Now, if you do feel like it's a little bit uncomfortable, maybe the edge of the chair is pushing into you, you can put something on the chair. That being said, we're bringing some options to you, right? Where we're tipping at the hips, making sure that knee stays over the heel, pushing up and through, all hamstring and glute. It mimics those wall lunges that we've done before. But because I'm not monitoring the wall lunge with you, the option I'll give you guys on this one is to do the standard lunge. Okay, so we want to give you some options if you want. When we do get to the bench, we're going to switch back and forth. We have some tip overs happening today. If you are using the bands will go underneath your feet, right? Holding that here to here. So we have a lot of backside chain today. So a lot of posterior chain, low back, hammies, glutes, a little bit of quads. We're going to do some work upright. And then on the last two exercises, we're going to hit the mat for some crazy lower body core combinations. I am going to fail on these last two. I already know it. I am going to reach my maximum potential on these things. I'm going to do my best. These two exercises are really tough for me, but I know you're going to sail through them because your grit, your grind, and you're 50% done your program as of today's class. So baby legs, when you do get to this on Sunday, huge shout out because man, baby legs, come on. Honestly, she's perfect the way she is. It was a canoe trip in Algonquin that granted her that nickname. She is an awesome human. I love her very much. She is just one cool chick. It's 10:15. I am going to set up our timer. We're going to start with sumo squats, guys. So I tried to leave enough room in between all of the stuff that I wanted to lay out for. So again, sumo squats. Let me get the timer started here. The sumo squats have your toes out. Okay, 45 degrees. I'm going to encourage you to start out with just your body weight. Okay, let me go on this angle here. So the knees are going to twist outward. You're going to squat down and then come on back up. So again, we want to keep a nice neutral or straight spine. If you start squatting down and you kind of wink front forward, what I need you to do is either terminate before that winking happens, or what you can do is elevate your heels. We've done that with squats before, and it really helps keep the body up nice and tall. So again, I am a bit pinchy here, but I want you to see that the knees are over the ankles when I come down. I wore some nice stripes on my pants today, so when I do that lateral movement for you guys, you'll be able to make sure that my knees are staying where they're supposed to, which is out over the toes as I squat down, out over the toes as I stand up and through. We move on to some wide stance tip overs. I'm going to bend at the knees. I'm going to grab some 25s on this. So same kind of a deal. It looks really similar to your sumos. I just want you to pull your shoulders back. Your dumbbell or dumbbells or band handles are front forward. We're going to shoot that booty back, push through those heels. And again, I want you to be turning out those knees over the toes. I want you to be pushing pressure on the outside of your runners. I want you to do a lot of stuff. I know. And I just want you to make sure that your low back feels all right too, okay? I'm going to change the angle of this. So a little bit of an increase in my bend knees, right, as I come forward. But again, trying to keep everything as straight as I can without locking out my knee joints. Definitely want the back nice and straight. And hopefully right now, guys, you can feel that in your hamstring, definitely in the glute as you push up through your heels, roll your shoulders back. You're probably going to get a little bit of lower back on that as well. Okay, so let's move into sumos. Guys, I got to move this over just a little bit. I just feel too tight in there with my foot stance. Sumos, you can hold your dumbbells here in the center. I'm going to do a goblet hold right here and come on down and then bring it back up. Okay, so here we go. So getting a nice stretch in these. We always talk about form, right, on here. So a lot of the time, what do we see people doing on this? We see knees coming in, right? We don't want that. We want the knees out. And then as people start to push up, they bring the knees in and hit the hips out to try and get themselves up. Okay, so what I want you to focus on is not doing any of that stuff. So you're up, knees stay out. See how that white line, man, I can't get away with anything with you guys today with these pants on. You're going to see those. Watch this. If my knees came in, see how that line would move front forward. So that's the stuff we want you guys to watch out for. Second round, we're going back and forth on this. I'm going to try some 30s. The big thing on this, wide, is that upper body, right? So we got to pull the shoulder blades in towards the spine, tip at the hips. And again, you guys can go out. I'm going to go out a little bit wider here. So don't lock out the knees. The big thing that I always tell myself is as soon as I'm ready to push up, Mel, up and through, I'm pushing through my heels. I'm pushing through the outside portion of my running shoes. So more so where my baby toe, right, that side. Being a little bit lighter on the arches, the inside portions, and really working that upper back. So right where those rear delts are hitting, we're going to inhale, shoot the hips back with the gaze slightly front forward, but down. We're going to stop at the top. Okay, put those down. I think I'm going to move on to a 30 with a goblet hold. Goblet hold, right? It looks like a wine glass, really. My hands are the bowl of the glass. We're going to go out wide with the feet. Here we go. So again, see how the feet are outward? They're not completely straight. And they're certainly not front forward or even 8 degrees. They're about 45. And we're going to line it and we're going to squeeze it. So other common errors. We want to know what not to do, right? In life. I remember Cheryl, she was giving a presentation. Oh God, it was almost 2 years ago because it was in October. Yeah, it was over 2 years ago. We're in November. Where am I? And she said, like, one of the most important things in life is actually knowing what you don't want. And I was like, But like the more I thought about it, it's so important to understand where you don't want to be. And then finding out where you want to be is a little bit easier, right? Where you're not kind of dabbling in puddles that you really don't belong in or really don't care to be in. So things that we don't want to do in the exercise, that's really important as a coach to let you guys know. Let's avoid all that stuff and let's focus on the posture, the form, and really where are you supposed to be feeling these exercises. Tip overs are coming next. Roll them back, palms face forward. Watch your lower back. So this is core. This is core because your lumbar, your low back, it is having to work so much as you forward fold with that heavy weight, keeping those weights close to your body, right? We talk about proper lifting techniques too. Inhale to exhale. We don't want to lift heavy loads away from the middle line. That's when we really start to get in trouble a lot of the time with the lower back. Tip of the hips. So the dumbbells just kind of descend down in front. And you might see me, I keep rolling my shoulders back just to keep the weight in place. Okie dokes. So those are the 35s. I'm going to put those there. I'm going to move these down. We have one more round of this. I'm going to grab a 35. I'm going to goblet, hold. Again, you could shoulder stack on these. Toes are out. Coming at you. My heart rate's going up now. Right on. I just want to make sure that my toes are lined up. So how are you guys feeling? Inner thighs maybe opening up a little bit. We had a great class at Dandelion Foods last night. So thank you for them for allowing us to be in that space. Brought a little ambiance last night with some different lighting. It was real cool. Inhale to exhale. Right on. So again, you're 50% done. There's only 10 more virtual classes in this series before we're done. That's only 5 hours. That's 5 hours over the next 2 weeks, right? Inhale to exhale up and through. Right there. Let's go into that last round of the weighted tip over. So again, sometimes those 5 days are too much. You're going to have a week before we start the next series. We're going to take a 1 week break. When this series finishes, 1 foot, 2 feet, shoulders back, chest up, tip of the hips. Push through your heels, lead up with your head. The big thing is spine health. We did a lot of work at Dandelion last night on the mobility rollers. Would love to deliver one of those classes over the holiday season for you guys. If you guys do have those rollers at home, I prefer the long ones, right? So you can do spine stabilization laybacks on them. Up and through. You got her. So last one. For me, love today's program. It is going to bring me literally to my knees by the end of this. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Leading up with your head, watch your back. Perfect. Okay. I'm bending at the knees, put these down. This is where you have options. If you want to go into a standard lunge, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, same thing. I'm going to cue you to make sure that your front knee stays over your front ankle. If you want to try this one, I think you are going to love it if it works for you ergonomically. Right foot forward, left shin back. Watch my line. We're going to tip and then push up and through. Okay, so it's a real condensed movement. I'm going to bring my foot just a smidgen forward. I really want to keep that front knee. You got her. So again, my drive point, right there. Let me know if you guys were able to try this exercise. Okay, push through your glutes. You're going to forward fold. You're going to fold down. It kind of looks like if a Bulgarian split squat, and I'm going to scoot back a little bit more. My leg is sliding off. If a Bulgarian split squat and a wall lunge had a baby, this is a nasty baby. Holy cannoli, that is so right in that area. So again, I really don't think I'm going to be using dumbbells, but it's round one, so we'll see. You're condensed on this one, but the knee is off just enough where you can tip it. Right, so you're forward folding, up and through. I'm going to move this out a little bit more. So I really want you to think about the left hamstring, left glute. If this is not working for you, please do a modification. Right, hit the ground. Okay, this is starting to feel a bit better. Starting to feel a little bit better. Right? Again, having that edge on the bench might be a little bit uncomfortable. You could always put a pillow or even work the long portion if you do have a bench. It's just, you know what? I know you guys had chairs. Step off. Narrow stance tip overs. Feet shoulder width apart. Same thing that we did with the wide, but your feet are right tight together. I'm going to grab some 30s and see how that feels. Right, so I know that you guys are using chairs for the most part, so I'm going to mimic what a chair would feel like, right? And you kind of get a little bit of a push in your shin, but I do have some padding. So if you guys have a cushion, because maybe that part is distracting, up and through. You got her. So shoulders back. We want to stay creative on here, but I really want to stay true to what everything feels like with you guys at home with your home equipment. Inhale. Push through the heels, up and through. We start another series next week at the Art Loft in Arnprior. Those classes are going to run Tuesday and Thursday from 12:05 to 12:55. And then we're done launching our programs for this year. Yes, I know. Tip of the hips. Awesome. So we're going to restart that other exercise. Let me put these 30s here. I'm going to grab some light dumbbells. I want to try this. I'm going to grab some 10s. Right foot forward, left foot back. Left foot elevated, however you want to say that. Right, we're going to bring it down and then push up and through. Bring it down, push up and through. How are you feeling, Val? Right? Some may love it, some may hate it. Some may try it. Inhale to exhale. And some may be sticking with our standard lunges. I love it all. I love options. I really love options. I love a chance and a choice to, follow along. But if it's not working for me, just give me something different that I can still do, just so I can still play in the sandbox. Okay, everybody has to be welcome here. Inhale to exhale. Oh my God, that right hamstring and glutes. Oh my Lord. Woo. Baby legs. I want to see how you like this one. Left foot forward, right foot back. It's always about balance too, right? So just make sure that when you do elevate the leg, that you are able to maintain your balance. Shoulder blades are going to go back and chest is open. So it's a really condensed forward fold again. We're going to take a big breath in. On the beep, we're going to sink down and through and then push up. You got her. I know. The outfit had a purpose, but I actually am living my best life when I have white socks pulled up. I know. And I love these pants because they remind me of old school Adidas a little bit, which they're not. Pushing through the left heel. Oh my Lord. And it's not that it's burning me right now. Like, it's not burning the muscle. It is, oh my Lord. The muscle's just, it's taxated. It's not quite sure what to do right now. So I'm really focusing on not allowing my spine to round. Oh, I want that ass wrap. Oh, right there. I am going to feel these tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to steal Cheryl's 35s. Bending at the knees. Let's pick them up. Narrow stance tip overs again. So feet are together, shoulders are back. We're going to hinge back at the hips. Little stretch in the hand back, lead up with the head. So again, as you move into possibly a little bit heavier of a dumbbell, you need to really secure your shoulder blades back behind so your arms aren't getting pulled out of the socket. So again, I inhale, exhale, or hold my breath as I come on up, shooting the hips back. I wonder how Cheryl's going to like this one when she gets to it. Tip at the hips. So again, sneaky core, absolutely. Forward folds, lumbar, low back. Big stretch down, up and through. All right. Guys, I'm not going any heavier on these. So I'm going to take those 10s, right foot forward, left foot back. I'm going to keep that leg on the bench. Very condensed on this one. Okay, if you feel like you've had enough of this one, you can always just hit the ground. And, okay, just do some regular lunges. As I push up through my heel, I'm getting a little wobble here in the muscle. Okay, and again, tip of the hips, pushing up and through. Lots of room to modify out of this. Oh yeah, this is just isolating, isn't it? We're gonna tip, watch your lower back. I know that Cheryl, when we even do those leg on the wall lunges, she really feels it in that low back. So ergonomically, that's not always the best choice for her. Up and through, she likes to try and kind of go through it and see how it works. But definitely for her, next time that we're on the platform, she may choose that option of just staying in that regular lunge instead of elevating that leg, right? And it's all about giving you guys options, right? So that if we do choose a move on the class today that is just not working for you, right? What else can I do? That's the thing, right? What else can I do? That will still give me a great workout, hit some of the same muscle groups, but just work better for me, right? It might be ergonomically, maybe it's energy, right? Maybe today is just, it doesn't feel like a leg day to you. I'm gonna let you know, though, sometimes those days, you end up having some of the best workouts. Tip of the hips. Oh my Lord. Oh, Val. Jeez. I told baby legs I think my soul is gonna die a little bit on this one. These ones are tough for me, guys. Bend at the knees, pick up your dumbbells. If you're using resistance bands, I'm gonna go this way. Keep me honest, right? Make sure that spine is straight. So my toes are together. I'm gonna look straight forward. Again, I'm gonna roll my shoulders back. The back is engaged. Palms face legs. Hips shoot back. Push through heels, up and through. Right there. So what I was saying before is a big error on this one is over reaching at the top. So you're kind of tipping back, right? And I understand why people are doing it. They're trying to feel a contraction in their glute. Just go tall and then tip back. So go back to your normal tall position. Just to here, neutral spine. When you start twisting backwards, you're not doing any good for your lower back. So we're just gonna really focus on trying to use the hamstring and glute to get ourselves up, but not tilt back and compress that lower back. I can tell you right now, Val, my shoulders are burning as well. Week 2 was a great week. I really, really enjoyed week 2, guys. Okay, back over here, trying to keep that form. So we're just gonna kind of shift our glute back into our heel, push up and through. It's kind of the mechanics where the glute's gonna come back, then it's gonna push up. Okay, so focus on this joint, hinge, and stand. Whew. Not too much juice in those hammies. Inhale, They are stimulated right now. They are questioning what has gotten into us on this legs and core. Really focusing on trying to connect the full part. This is just failure on the muscle, guys. Just slow and steady. Oh, right there. Whew, that's like getting into a, look at my legs. That's like getting into a lift. And then the body can't move anymore. And I'm only using my own weight, which is about 150 pounds, and a couple 10-pound dumbbells. Okay, so again, we're shifting our bum into our heel. Move this leg back, pushing through the left. Shift it and push it. So again, I want you to think about your left hamstring. I'm going to pull those arms back again because I can feel that my traps were getting a little bit stretched because I think my dumbbells were kind of falling forward on this one. Oh, guys, if you're having a hard time on these, even those lunges are tough. All these big muscle groups, right? I know too, as we get a little bit more wear and tear on the body, up and through, you guys are awesome. Narrow stance, right as the wear and tear on the body kind of accumulates, sometimes we start to feel things a little bit differently too. So, you know what? We're in this game for a long time, aren't we? Up and through. So it's just really about listening to what you're coming in with today, right? In that society that's demanding so much. Oh my God, put your friggin' hand in society's face and say, you know what? Slow down, settle down, up and through. Give me some time here. Give me some time to live and breathe and, right? We're not just brought onto this planet to just wake up and go, right? You got to take those times. You got to really look around and understand, like, it's amazing that we're here, man. All those things that had to come together all those years before to make you who you are today. It's big. I know. I don't want to get onto it on a Friday, but man, I feel blessed that you guys are all here. You're such a great group. Inhale to exhale. We're going to put our hands underneath our shoulders. You can go elbows as well if you want. Your hips and knees are stacked. This is the killer one, Kelly Voss. Elevate your knees just slightly. So right now my knees are hovering off the ground. So you can see my spine is arched up a little bit. That's going to help engage the core. Now, the good thing about the leg program today is it's a lot of backside chain. Well, good thing for me, because I know when we do this pose, my thighs always ignite. Your head is down and front forward. You're just hovering over that mat. You are squeezing the bejesus out of your tummy, right? All the way down through the ribs. Inhale to exhale. Legs are starting to shake a little bit. I'm going to show you what the next one is. If your left hand stays on the ground, your right knee stays on the ground. See if I have enough space here. You're going to inhale, exhale, elevate left leg, right arm, and just stay with that for a sec. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Okay, so I want you to watch again my hips and lower back. Look at this portion. I don't want it to lift up, okay? You got to keep your hips level. And I want you to reach nice and long. How great does that feel on that upper glute, lower back? I want you to reach and stretch. And while you're doing that, I really want you to focus on squeezing your glute. Inhale to exhale, a little crunch in the center. Now let's crunch and extend. There we go. So again, the balance is there. We're going to crunch. How is your wrist? If you need to drop down to elbows, now's the time. Inhale to exhale. Keep that hip level. Don't let it lift up. And then bring it back down. So we had right hand, left leg on the first round. We will do left hand, right leg. How are you guys doing on the wrists? Again, if you want, you can come on down to your elbows. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips. I'll show you the elbow setup. And then you just elevate. So watch my knees. See, they can move because they are off the ground. So if you want to, give your wrists a bit of a break in between the two. Inhale to exhale. I know I'm going to sound a little bit different just because my head
is pointed downwards, so I can feel it a little bit more in my sinuses, right? So inhale to exhale, the pressure in the head builds up, kind of like a down dog if you stay down there. I'm going to transition up, team, just because a little bit of pressure in my head, keeping a soft bend in the elbows. My wrists have been great lately. Inhale to exhale. My body, I feel, has maybe lightened up a little bit for me right now. I'm not feeling as many things as I was before. Maybe we talked about some of that stuff. Yeah, the joints are feeling good again. The sleep's a little bit better. The muscle stiffness has dissipated. So I'm on a really great spot right now. I think where those hormones are on a roller coaster. So I'm going to use this. Left arm, right leg, extend. And if you're ready, you can go right into that crunch. Inhale to exhale. So I want you to squeeze. So Pilates move, yes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale as you reach, match your breath to your movement. Exhale, crunch it through. Match your breath. Inhale to exhale, reach long. It's the breath. Working on making that waist tight and small. Okay, contracting all those muscles. Squeezing the ribs together. Lower belly engaged. Inhale long. Bring it back. If you do need a second or two, you can just kind of shake out those wrists. Again, if you want to go elbows down, but want to go a little bit higher, you can even put some yoga blocks underneath your elbows to elevate. I'm going to go back on my hands. Round number 3. So wrists are under shoulders, yes. Arms have a soft bend in them. Knees are under hips. Those toes are pointed down, okay? We're going to tuck the tailbone, and elevate the knees slightly. Well, big team, I am pleasantly surprised right now because you know the last time that we did these, I was really having a tough time, wasn't I? Inhale to exhale. So again, your gaze is neutral. It would look like a plank. I really want you to focus on squeezing your core, okay? And again, pulling your shoulder blades so your back is wide. Arms are starting to shake. Now the thighs are biting a little bit. Not so bad. Inhale to exhale, right? Making sure that you're still hovering those knees just ever so slightly. Drop it down. Right on. Okay, we're going to go back over here. Hope you guys are doing well on this one. It's a nice Friday. It's challenging in a different way, I find. We're going to put our hands, or you can, again, put your elbows onto the ground. Your left hand stays on the ground. Your right arm extends. Your left leg extends. And then we go for a crunch. And you guys don't have the same breath pattern as I do because you're not me and I'm not you. So what I do is I just say, I do that so you can understand, right? With the auditoriness of my voice, what is going on over there? Well, what she's doing is as she inhales fully, she extends fully. As she exhales completely, she crunches. Okay, again, keeping that hip on the moving leg level. One more round. Everything is sledding on me today. I love it. What a great week too. We got one more round of this stuff, okay? So let's go on to it. Stack the joints, curl the tailbone, and then those knees, see, they're floating. So again, I want you to envision that I have wrapped you up in a girdle, in your waist. You can feel the pull, right, as I tighten those strings in the back. So as you exhale, I want you to squeeze your core. Inhale, hold those muscles. And as you exhale, try and bridge them even tighter. You got her. How are your wrists? How is your neck? How are your thighs? How are you guys feeling on this? You people, you ladies, you humans. Inhale to exhale. You have about 5 seconds left, starting now. Stay with me. We're almost there. It's your second Friday in the series. Drop it down. Okay, big team. Last one. We'll do some quick stretches, but I am going to encourage you to continue to stretch when we sign off. Right hand stays on the ground. Left hand, we're going to elevate it. Oh, sorry, I'm lying. We're doing the opposite side. We're doing right. And then crunch.
Oh no, I'm lying. Oh my God. See? I knew this was going to get me. It's the left and the crunch. Go with your gut. I'm an 8 on Enneagram, and my gut said it was left. Oh, you guys were patient. You know what, though? I wouldn't change doing lives for anything. I know. Sometimes it's like, oh, is the time in the right spot? You know, people can't join. Should we go in the evenings? You know what? It's a great time. You can catch us on the hashtag replay. Right on. Toes together, heels apart, right? And then split those knees. Shift your glutes in towards your heels. And you can just let your bellies go into floor. I love that portion of this. Dropping in because it gets a nice stretch in my lower back. So yeah, the lives, I know. But you know what? I love it. I love when we make mistakes. I love when we show you that we are suffering along with you, when we're being vulnerable, when we're information sharing, right? When you're talking to us through the chats. We love all that stuff. We're going to peel it up. I really want to leave you with some hamstring. So if you can sit on your sits bones, right? Move that booty out of the way. I'm going to ask you to tuck your tail or tuck your chin into your chest. And then if you want to just dive your head forward, and then I want you to look in towards your toes to try and take yourself from a C-spine and elongate that out so that low back straightens out. Okay, so I'm gazing up to my toes. I'm going to inhale. As I exhale, I'm allowing my belly to fall in towards my thighs. I can feel that the muscles are getting longer. I know that when I come out of this, that I do have to be mindful of not just sitting straight up, right? What I have to be mindful, and I hope you're mindful too, is that when you inhale, and as you exhale, if you can just tuck your tailbone under, round your back, up and through, and if we can just kind of right hand on left calf. Chest is up again, try not to round forward, right? We want to work at trying to keep everything long and that your posture is in the right spot. Real gentle twists. I can feel that upper glute into my back. And then I'm just going to get you to come up slowly. I'm going to show you again a couple stretches. If you want to do a forward fold, one foot up, pushing your belly down to ground, keeping your spine straight. You could also elevate in that position with a forward fold. You can do that on both sides, right on. And again, just some lower back stretching. If you can do some more, if you have a roller, hitting the roller up and down, get some mobility, stretch a little bit. If your quads did bite on the last exercise, you can pull your heel into your bum, forward fold. And if you can't grab your foot because your mobility is not there for that, you can just put that foot on an elevated surface and push your hips out. Right on. I hope you liked the training today. It was challenging in some different ways. I am using a roll exercise on. Oh, that's super smart, Val. So Val put some padding on there too. I know because it can kind of bite in right where the edge it is. So that's a really smart way. Val, my head is going 100 miles an hour. Thank you for trying that exercise with me, right? So thank you for at least giving it a shot, whether or not you stayed with it or modified. I love just trying. I think that's the motto that we'll take into the weekend, that honestly, sometimes the goals seem so big and so distant and really so unattainable. Sometimes you just got to keep your blinders on and you just got to keep moving forward and just trying to be as proactive in the steps that you can be. So don't give up, give it a try, even if it is a leg exercise with Coach Kate on a Friday. You guys are awesome. I know giving time to yourself isn't easy. I am going to keep encouraging you that you are worth it. You are unique, you are special, and you are a gift to actually be on this planet. So thanks for sharing time with us. I'll tell Cheryl that you guys missed her. Later, Gators.